but as long as Scarlett wins, then it doesn't really matter how many best of 3s he played. It looks good for her regardless.
Yep.
Alrighty, over here on the right top side of the map for the final series of day 1 of the 4 in Hope tournament. That's brought to you by Madals, by the way. This is all him. So for the people who are tweeting at me like, "Thank you, Riley," it's like, no, thank you, Madals. I'm just making a small guest appearance. It is Ace's very own Bly. If you guys want to show some love to Madals, subscribe to his Twitch page. He does a lot of stuff. You've been very active over the last few months, despite being a world-class kayaker. It's impressive, man.
That took a lot of time out. My summer was a bit of a pain, but spawning down in the lower left-hand position, playing for Team Acer as well. We've got the blue Zerg. It is Scarlett. So...
Now, ZvZ can always be a little wonky, and ZvZ in particular when it's between two teammates is often very weird, and I think that's already what we're seeing over here. We are, I believe, what is going to be a 10-pool Bane opening for Bly. I'm not the biggest fan in the world of this build, especially not on maps that are as large as Nimbus. And we take a look at Scarlett's opening as well. Scarlett opened up with a 15-pool. That's already looking so good for her. This game, without her doing all that much other than dropping her spawning pool at 15 supply, this is already a position that I think C will be very, very pleased with.
It'll be interesting to see how Bly transitions off this, because as you said, this map is massive, and going for such an early speed play will be interesting. I've got the pleasure of being able to see your webcam, and you are doing a very intrigued face right now.
Yeah, because I actually thought it looked like a 10-pool Bane opening, but he's putting 3 drones on his assimilator. So actually I think it's going to be a speed opening, which surprised me a little bit, because this is super, super quick speed. Now, Nimbus is a map that we have seen this in the past. I actually wanted to talk about this before we started talking about scoreboard play and stuff, because it's really hard for queens to block the ramp this early on in this match. The ramp is pretty far away because of the in-base expand, of course, and you don't really drop your creep tumor with your first 25 energy, so the majority of the time there's this awkward moment where queens are almost blocking the ramp, but they won't completely block it yet. So now I like things a little more. If Bly would have gone for 10-pool Bane, I would have been very worried, but since it's a speedling opening, it's possible. There is a chance that he will be able to make some miracles happen with this build.
It'll be interesting to see when Scarlett first gets wind of this, because already there's a lot of lings here. He's going up to 20 Zerglings already. Speed is about 3/4 done. There are a pair of lings coming over for Scarlett, but bear in mind, she's not got really anything to defend against this right now.
No.
Comes up the ramp. Oh, he's hiding the lings still. Scarlett does now see them. Okay, that is a very late spot of those Zerglings, though. Immediately 2 queens get started for Scarlett.
Queens and spines, and definitely spines in her mineral line. I 100% agree with the reaction of Scarlett over here. If she will try to block her ramp, she is going to be too late. Those queens off creep, they are so slow, and they will probably still die anyway, and then in the end it just goes from bad to worse. So the spine crawler in her mineral line, that is going to be protected by Zerglings and by queens and by drones. That is the best moves he could possibly make. Bly could of course go for the natural as well, but he goes for the queens instead immediately. He doesn't waste any time as his spine isn't ready yet. It looks promising. I'm very curious to see how this plays out.
Well, already we're getting a lot of damage onto those queens, but 1 does go down. 2 still remain though, and this is actually quite a good time overall for Scarlett. She's got some Zerglings out. If we look at the unit count, it's 13 to 11 in favor of Bly, with speed of course, but with the spines and the queens there, and obviously defender's advantage, this is going to be very, very tough.
Yep, and now all these links are kind of trapped over here as well. And even though the links of Scarlett don't have speed, as long as they fight, they're still pretty much just as strong. 1 queen will get picked up, not before landing and transfuse, so the other queen is very, very healthy. And now with that spine as well, I couldn't agree more. Scarlett, 8 drones ahead. Bly is still making Zerglings, so he's really going all out. This game will end in the near future, even though now we see a drone on the way, so maybe I'm wrong, but Bly is incredibly far behind.
The important thing to note is the Baneling Nest is coming down as well. Once that finishes, that pretty much spells the end of any Speedling plays up against this. So, waiting to see... Well, Bly's trying to get drones out, but he's just so far behind. He has no natural base. I don't think he's going to be able to kill the natural of Scarlett here. Scarlett just has too many lings, even though they're slow lings.
I don't know, that hatch is kind of low. If Bly is able to pick up
this... He's got some more lings coming through.
Yeah. If he might be able to get it, it's going to be very close. If he gets it, then he's still in this game. If he doesn't get it, he's taking a couple of favorable engagements over here as well. There's way more surface area for his Zerglings to fight, but in the end, there just seem to be enough slow links. Scarlett needs to send her links in 2 directions. That's exactly what she does. Beautiful play there. And now I think that she's out of the woods, and now her own speed is ready. If you take a look at the Zergling count now, it's 24 against 18 in favor of Scarlett, and Scarlett is still 9 workers ahead as well. Well done, excellent hold as always by her.
Yeah, she's not really taking much damage there. She's ahead by a base, ahead in drones, ahead in tech with the Baneling Nest already finished, and looking to counterattack. There's no defensive spine or anything like that from Bly at the moment. Do you reckon Scarlett... Yeah, sure, she's making a whole tunneling. She is going to just follow this up. Morphing in a couple of aggressive Banelings. A lot more morphing in now. What can Bly realistically do here?
Yeah, the thing is, Scarlett doesn't even have to win the game right here, right now, even though I do think that she will probably win it soon. As long as he just keeps sending in Zerglings and Banelings. Oh, Banelings getting really good connections there as well on all those speedlings, and that's pretty much the end. But even if that wouldn't have happened, you know, she's up 9 workers, so she can do this for forever, and Bly couldn't. Bly would have to squeeze out drones, and that means he has no units. And GG is called. Scarlett wins game number 1 after just making the correct response of what she scouted.